2019 front-engined sports car at the elbow, and it was elbows out for Matt Campbell as he put it down the inside. There was just about a 9/11's width. It was probably a 9/10.5's width, actually, there. And he went through and eased his way through into the lead on driver's left.
The model designation for that car then was 911.1, wasn't it? That's exactly how much room there was to get into that hole. Because I remember watching that live, and that was seriously cool. I think we've seen lots of passing manoeuvres at Forest Elbow. That's the best one we've seen down there.
Yeah, that's the definition of full send when you look it up on Google these days. 0.7, but we don't need to tell you margins anymore because Campbell's there. Interesting, starting to pick up a toe because last time round was 7 k's an hour quicker down Conrod Straight, according to the speed trap, just before the entry to the chase.
The amount of Pirelli rubber that is laid down around the traction areas of this circuit. So coming up to visit newsouthwales.com corner, that's Griffin's Bend, and other parts of the track. This track is properly rubbered in. From Limited Running, who's on the Twitter, yes, but isn't Matt Campbell a professor at the Finding a Way Past University? I think we saw his thesis just there, didn't we? His PhD from 2019 on the flashback.
Just want to give a little Maro Engel update for those of you. He was a second faster than these two cars on the previous lap, and only 11 seconds behind right now with 22 minutes left to go. If these two engage and we start losing lap time, there'll be a third car to the party shortly. And Maro Engel will not need any extra motivation to get back to the front of this field, should it play out that way.
It's almost 4 hours and 20 minutes into this stint, and this is what this place has delivered. And we're always pretty confident that with the depth of this pro field that we would get a really good motor race. The question mark was probably those safety car interventions and when they would fall, given the 24 starters that we had, which is probably 6 to 10 short of where the optimum would be for a field at this place to balance between green flag running and to get those safety cars. But a pure classic old school strategy endurance race, no compulsory pit stops, just strategy, smart race teams, fast race car drivers, great brands and great racing car teams going at it, and it ends up with 21 minutes and 45 seconds to go, 4.5 hours of green flag running, and this is anybody's race.
Yeah, and we're a lap and a half away from a distance record, by the way. Can we just throw that in? And with 21 minutes to go, we are going to be very close indeed to 2,000 kilometres. Richard Creel is pursing his lips with sheer pleasure.
There's not much left of the seat for Rich to be sitting on the edge of right now.
And I take up a lot of it. There's so they did the first 1,000 Ks in 6 hours and 8 minutes. So that'd make a second 1,000 Ks in, math isn't really good, what, 5 hours, 52 minutes, which is fair going.
It needed to be 27 laps an hour, give or take. And they've easily been doing 28.1 or 2 when they've been in green, and this long green session has allowed that to come back. Just been keeping an eye on that, but at the moment, that's all in the future. What's here and now is a gap that's just squeaked out to about 8-9 tenths of a second now. Is Campbell resting his tyres here? Is he just planning and scheming something else? What have Manti and Matt Campbell got up their sleeve? Because they've not given this up. They have not given this up at all, and neither is Jules Gounon. Every time he comes to traffic, he is flashing his lights like a madman to make sure no one slows him down by even half a kilometre an hour. The race to the checkered flag is on at the mountain. Just under 20 minutes to go in 2023's Liquid Moly Bathurst 12 hours. The rush to the checkered flag is on, and it's heating up. and it's a three-car battle. Two can see each other. The third car, Marlow Engel, the 999 that took that late race drive through for the contact with Jules Goudon, is only 8.9 seconds behind, and he is coming like a train at the moment. He's on the same part of Mountain Straight. This is not all over, and Marlow Engel is fired up like a volcano.
Took 7/10 of a second out of Goudon and Campbell on that previous lap. So the gap to the lead for this car right now is 9.8 seconds. It felt like just a lap ago it was 11.
Yeah.
So continuing to mount this fight back is Marlow Engel. Be some sort of fight back just to get to the tailpipe of Matt Campbell, let alone get involved in a battle for the win. And I think Matt Campbell's just got to that 0.8 of a second, 1 second gap behind Jules Goudon, where he's in the dirty air and might not have what he needs just to get through up to half a second, 0.3 of a second to really take advantage of the slipstream coming off Forest Elbow for the run down Conrod Straight.
So I predict that we will have three cars battling for the last couple of 3 laps, which could mean Sheldon van der Linde gets through and wins if they all end up outside Bridges. Cool. Let's head down to Chad.
How good is this? Building to the crescendo we all want to see. The expected lap counter at this point, guys, with the run rate being so high now and them smashing sixes out of the park for the last 4 hours, doing such quick lap times, we're expecting now to get to 321, now 322 laps in the race. Now, when we started crunching all those fuel numbers about an hour ago, the predicted was about 316 to 17. So here's a question. Was anyone up and down pit lane predicting this race to go quite so fast and quite so many laps towards the end? Do you reckon they absolutely filled up those tanks when they were trying to beat each other off pit road? Because at the moment, they're going to have to do over 30 laps to get it home.
Yeah, that's a very good point. 23 laps on this stint for Goudon, 24 for Matt Campbell. Engel's lap count is from his drive-through.
I'd ask another question to you, Chad. Do you think they'll tell you if you ask? The answer's no.
Sheer Adam Upshewitt is already there.
Some lap traffic. Oh, it does the right job. Yeah. Jumps out of the way. And our leaders negotiate their way up to the top of the mountain again.
3 last time round for Goudon. Plays a 3.5 for Campbell.
2.7 for Marlow Engel. Continues to be the fastest car on track by some margin.
8.8 seconds.
He said, beware angry Marlow. We're seeing exactly why right now.
Remember, the finish time is 17:43 plus the 1 lap. 17:43 local time, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Counting down. And there's 1.3 seconds between these two. This has been a really good lap for the Sun Energy One Racing Mercedes AMG. All of a sudden just edging away and negating any sort of toe that Matt Campbell's going to get from Goudon. And meanwhile, Marlow Engel already on this lap is about 3.5 tenths quicker than the 2 leaders.
I do think he's going to get there. I think he'll get somewhere close, but I can't believe that we would have even more drama and he would be challenging for second or even for the lead. It's not beyond the bounds of possibility, as Garth Tander said, if the 2 leaders do start getting together and slowing each other down.
Well, there's 315 laps, so a new distance record already for this race. 1,956 kilometres complete today. So already another record set in a record-setting weekend. Remember, over 53,000 people here over the 3 days. Comfortably a record crowd for the Liquor Molly Bathurst 12-hour.
Fastest qualifying time.
So already another record set in a record-setting weekend. Remember, over 53,000 people here over the 3 days. Comfortably a record crowd for the Liquor Molly Bathurst 12-hour.
Fastest qualifying time, record crowd, and a distance record. Can we now absolutely say officially that Bathurst is back like it's never been away? Missed 1 year ran last year, and I do really think, and I watched it all last year with you guys calling it, I really do think that that was super important that race ran last year, because that laid the groundwork again for this work this year. And GT, by the way, your pace this year has been outstanding because you have got a voice left at this point.
Right.
So
I was wondering when that was
You've been ribbing him for his...
Thank you. It's taken 11 hours and 45 minutes for you to bring it up.
No, it's, you know, credit where it's due.
I went home and I looked at the data and I worked on my strategy. Come back stronger for the second year. This one, it's not done. There's another twist in the tail with 14 minutes left to go.
2:02.3 for the leader, 2:02.7 for second, 2:02.3 for third, 2:02.8 for Sheldon von der Linde. He's still about half a minute back, 40 seconds from the leader. Just keeping an eye on some other bits and pieces as well. Chas Mostert is catching a wounded Daniel Juncadella in the 77 car. That would be a battle for overall position, but not class, as Mostert continues to lead in the Pro-Am ahead of the 777. Ricky Feller behind the wheel of that car, and third, about a lap back, Richie Stanaway, turning the final laps for the Boost Mobile AMG number 99.
Identical lap times to the 10th, almost to the 100th for the 2 litres that time. 2:03.57 plays a 5:8.30 for Engel, so another half a second comes out of that leading margin as these two duel for supremacy. 316 laps now. 1.3 the official margin.
This gap continues to ebb and flow. Campbell quicker across the top of the mountain. Gunon very strong in the final sector. So it's only going to take one lap car at the wrong part of the circuit for each of these competitors to determine what step of the podium they're going to stand on, I feel like. It's only going to be something small.
If these Pirellis get the 75 home and Kenny doesn't mount them somewhere prominent outside his property on Conrod Straight, there's something wrong with the world, because these tyres, double stinting to the end, have been remarkable in the hands of Jules Gunon.
They need to go into the temperature-controlled artefact storage that Bathurst Regional Council have just put together recently for their museums, because they've had a hard life and they need a decent retirement. That would be absolutely incredible.
Just put them in the wine cellar and just go and cuddle them every now and then. 12 minutes. And this guy, 28 years of age, from France. He's won all the majors in GT racing, of course, with the Bentley team, and then switched across to Mercedes AMG when Bentley unfortunately ended their GT3 program. He's been here on 4 occasions previously, made his debut in 2018, and won this race, of course, in 2020 with Bentley, with that masterful stint towards the end and the cool head when the rear tyre delaminated on the run down Conrod Straight, and just managed to maintain that situation, get the car into the lane and back out in front. 7.4 seconds back to Maro Engel. He's still in the twos.
Another big lap for
second
Maro.
quicker.
That means he's only 6.2 seconds away from Matt Campbell at the moment. He is really coming even quicker than I thought. We're going to 10 minutes, 11 minutes to go. Is he going to get there?
6.2 seconds to the rear bumper of Matt Campbell, 7.4 seconds to the lead of the race, Maro Engel. So that's what he has in front of him. That's the job at hand.
Chad said earlier on who was brave with the fueling and maybe short fuel for track position. Matt Campbell now on 27 laps. That Porsche has been frugal all day, but are we seeing a bit of fuel saving here? It might be nice to have a look on board and hear what's going on.
Well, Engel came on the same lap as well, remember?
Correct.
Maro Engel and Matt Campbell came. Jules Gunon came a lap later. So whether they actually fully fueled Gunon's car, remember they didn't take tyres, they went for track position, whether they put enough fuel in it to get it to the end. Chad?
I reckon that one guy in this fight who's definitely good on fuel will probably be Maro, because they're spending that time changing out the computer componentry. So for them, the fuel question wasn't so much an issue. It was definitely fill it up. But the other two, I'm so intrigued to know how much is left in the tank. Some nervous faces down here at Sun Energy.
Murray's hauling a second a lap out of these two. Yeah, he's already 7/10 up at the second timing intermediate. And after a couple of quiet laps, Campbell just creeping back a little bit closer to the rear wing of car 75.
Potentially just resting the tyre a little, which you can do. Obviously had the big push to get to the rear wing of Gilles Gounon. Then just rest the tyre and have another push. 9 minutes, 35 seconds left to go in this one. And you want to get up to the rear wing of Gounon and have a crack before Engel potentially gets there.
Totally.
Yeah, you want a full focus on the car in front and not have to worry about Maro Engel attacking you. And if that happens later in the race, deal with it then.
They're all on mountain straight at the same time. I just wonder if Matt Campbell's had the call that his fuel numbers are okay and he's been uncanned and allowed to fire away.
I can't speak for the teams, but honestly, with 9 minutes to go, I think you're going to find out one way or another.
There you go.
Yeah, you're going to run the thing out of juice or you're going to win Bathurst. Simple as that.
Yeah. As the Americans say in baseball, you're not going to die looking, are you? You're going to have a swing.
About looking, no one was blinking at the match. We've been looking there just previously.
That was actually the world's
screen.
That was actually the world staring competition that was going on down there.
Matt using all the curb there on the run through McPhillamy Park. Both of these cars bottoming out now. It's been especially noticeable from the AMG products across the course of the weekend. Can run these cars quite low. But fuel load's burning off now. 8 minutes and 15, 318 laps completed. So they're on their 319th now. Utterly tension-filled battle. 28-year-old Gilles Gounon, 27-year-old Matt Campbell from Warwick in Queensland. Australians have followed his journey to become a factory Porsche driver. It's been a remarkable tale, and this place played a significant role in crafting it. And Gilles Gounon has become extremely well known to Australian audiences by his exploits here. And what about Kenny Habul? Could he go back to back?
Gap to lead, Maro Engel, 5.4 seconds. Time left in the race, 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
I love the fact that we're seeing these cars race on their own terms, not being interrupted by big packs of cars that they've got to get by. Proper motor racing here. Endurance racing at its very finest. And I'll say it now before the end of the race. Whatever happens now, Bathurst, once again, has delivered, Crazy.
Certainly has on Matt Campbell, carrying speed into the cutting.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of moments here on the previous lap. Matt was out to the wall. There you go again. Here on the previous lap, there was no room left of the wall. Matt Campbell will not die wondering in the remaining 6 minutes of this one.
When you know you're going to get the absolute maximum from both of them, they'll leave nothing on the table for this. And the philosophy from both teams will be win the race. Yeah, full stop. Nothing else really matters.
Tell me, well, we know who finished second last year. It was Maro Engel.
Yeah.
Other than that, can you tell me who finished second previously in the 12-hour?
Negative. Has to run up Reid Park.
I reckon that happened 3 times on the previous lap. Like, he is giving it to that Porsche. Maro Engel again to the end of the second sector has taken 8/10 out of Matt Campbell. Gap to lead for Maro Engel now, 4.5 seconds.
Dear race control, please can we have another 20 minutes? And signed, everybody.
We've talked about the way that Sun Energy want to have interpreted the rule book and quite correctly found the loophole.
Yeah.
The 31 laps that Kenny Habul did earlier today have been critical to that because it's given them just the flexibility on their driver time at the end to allow for this to occur for Gilles Gounon to be in the car. Have a look at the leading 3 now. Maro Engel, 4.2 seconds, punches out a 2:02.42 last time round.
Took 1.1 out of Matt Campbell. Maro Engel set his personal best final sector on that lap.
for the whole race for that car. Unbelievable.
320 laps complete now.
5 minutes to go. The gap continues to close. 9/10 of a second, first to second.
I'll definitely get 2 laps, probably 3.
2 laps will do it. 2 laps will do it, Krillsy. You've had everything you've asked for this weekend. Do you want to ask for anything else? Lotto numbers?
Greedy.
You know.
Would you like to know the lotto number Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
my
man,
God.
the wall!
He's been teasing us for the last 2 laps, and that was a reasonable contact at the exit of the shelf coming on for the drop down to Reed Park.
Will there be a price to pay for that? Is that a step too far, or in this case, too close for Matt Campbell?
You don't have to worry about track limits here and the calls because there's no room for mistakes. It was a brush with the front wheel on the left-hand side of the Manthey car.
It's the way the car bounced up the curb, and it just bounced up and stepped to the left into the wall for Matt Campbell. I'm going to do a quick check right now, making sure the steering wheel is straight, making sure there's no vibration coming back through the steering wheel.
He lost half a
wheels.
Half a tenth. Well, he lost half a second, actually, in that sector when he'd been gaining. Interesting.
So just over 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of this one as we come to complete yet another lap. And there we are, the top 3 cars in the same shot with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to run. I think Engel's going to get to the rear bumper, but he might not have a chance.
I thought he would. I said it a while ago. Can he get it through? Very quickly, let's run through the other classes. We'll keep our eyes on what's going on as they head up Mountain Straight. In Pro-Am, it's still the number 65 that leads. That's the Sport Bet Audi. Jazz Monster ahead. And he has actually gone past Daniel Juncadella and taken 7th position in the overalls. Ricardo Ricky Fella in the 777 sits in 2nd. That's the Ben, the Shaheen car in the Pro-Am Cup in 2nd. And 3rd, Richie Stanaway is anchoring the 99 Boost Mobile AMG. In silver, Josh Hunt is leading for the 101 car. They've had their trials and tribulations today as well, haven't they? In 2nd place in the Silver Cup, Glenn Wood for the number 47 Audi, and the Jonathan Webb-driven 47 Audi. So Glenn Wood in the 50 Audi, which was, of course, the number 50 KTM. What a story that is. They're going to be 2nd. Jonathan Webb 3rd in the 47 Audi. And the Mark 1 Mazda in 17th position, still running. Darren Curry will beat that home in the Invitational class.
Just under 2 minutes left to go in the 2023 edition of the Bathurst 12-hour. Brought to you by Liqui Moly. The top 3 cars in the same shot as they make their way down into the chase. There's a car off in front. It's not one of the leaders.
It's the Makita car, Jordan Love in 11th position.
He rejoins right in front of the lead. Battle needs to stay out of the way. It's going to be worse for Campbell, I think, because he's got a compromised entry to the final corner.
Right. So what have we got lap time-wise? A 3.8 for Gounon, a 4 dead for Campbell, a 3.2 for Maro Engel. The gaps continue to close. Jordan Love jumps out of the way.
It is 43 minutes past the hour.
It's 6.213, times 322 by my maths, is 2,000.58 kilometres. Woohoo! 2,000 Ks in a day.
In half a day, 12 hours.
And here's another list for you, gents. This is a list of names that have won 3 consecutive endurance races, major enduros at this place, in a row. Brock, Richards, Perkins, Lowndes, Whincup. That's it in the long history of this place. Jules Gounon is on the edge of doing that.
Last lap, I thought it just clicked over. So it will be 3:23 laps and no further. His time is about to elapse when it's a 43 plus 1 This is unbelievable, and I'm not writing off Maro Engel yet. There's 2 seconds between the top 3 after
right there.
A record-breaking distance. And with the least intervention from safety cars, this is real racing, this is real pace, this is real drama. It's Mount Panorama Bathurst. Why do we expect anything different?
Does Maro Engel send it at the chase
Yeah,
on the last lap?
100%. 100% he does.
The gap is 0.6 of a second as they make their way down. Conrod straight for the last time. He's a fair way back. We said he'd get to the rear bumper, but he might run out of time, and time has been his enemy.
The fastest race in Bathurst history creates a little bit more. Kenny's engineered another triumph. Lucas Stolz goes back-to-back. Jules Gounon, 3 in a row at Mount Panorama. They've done it again. The top 3 cars are covered by 1.4 seconds. After 323 laps, 2,006 kilometres of racing, 1.4 seconds. That is how you go motor racing.
And how long green at the end there, Krilsey? Oh,
I stopped counting, it was over 4.5 hours.
Oh my goodness, let's get some atmosphere from down in the lane. Shay Adam.
Kenny Habul and Lucas Stolz embracing on the wall and crying. Kenny, you've done it again. This time it was a lot harder than last year. Does that make it even sweeter?
It's unbelievable. You know what? Luca and Jules just drove the balls off this car, and I'm just so proud of them. I said something last year on TV. They told me not to say it, but you know what I'm thinking. And thanks to Mercedes AMG and thanks to the town of Bathurst, this is the greatest. And I wanted to win outright. And yeah, I drove really well. I was proud of myself, and it was tough because I had old tyres from Luca when I got in. And I'm just really proud of everyone, proud of the team. Thank you.
What are you going to do with the tires that come off that car? Because they deserve something special.
Well, first I'm going to run around the track naked. And then after that, I'm going to drink a lot tonight.
Congrats, Kenny.
So Mercedes tie Audi with 3 12-hour victories in the GT3 era. Absolutely extraordinary. And Porsche come up short by just under a second to say goodbye to the 991.2 with a victory. Let's salute our other winners as well. That 65 car has come through. The Sport Bet Audi to take the Pro-Am category, and in the silver category, the number 101. Well, that's a great run for them after problems earlier on. The Volante Rossi Motorsport Silver Cup winner comes through.
Look at the emotion. Look at what it means to Jules Gounon. I mean, 5 years ago, he'd never been to this place, and now he's won it 3 times in a row. Chad?
Oh my gosh, the emotion from this guy. He just got up on the roof and screamed something guttural and primal from Jules Gounon down here in Victory Lane. This is becoming our annual catch-up. Congratulations, but you had to work for that one like never before.
Yeah, I'm dead. First of all, I think I want to say sorry tomorrow for the contact. Last week we won an amazing race, and this week we had to fight, but for Bathurst...
Well, you can say it in person.
Ah gros, ça doit jamais tu dois drive through. Je suis désolé gros. C'est toi qui dois la gagner. T'es en train de m'excuser.
Well done from Murray. How about sportsmanship? To be able to walk up to you in that scenario, he must be heartbroken too. And Matty's here as well, mate.
Well done, bro.
That is respect between the top 3 right there. You guys are teammates one week and then warring the next, huh?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's gonna be hard, but to win Bathurst, I'm sorry, I'm really dead.
Yeah.
The last stint with all tires, having to defend and seeing great drivers like Maro.
I'll try and get a word off Luca in here as well, because those just become a 2-time winner. Luca, helping him. We haven't heard from you yet. We heard from the team boss. How are you feeling right now? How about this absolute superstar next to you?
Insane. The last hour was, really hard in the pit with everybody. But yeah, it was just outstanding job by Jules. Team did so good, didn't change tires, full risk. Yeah, but we made it. Triple Bathurst victory and double for me.
No wonder you're so tired, because two drivers here that had to do the most lifting out of anybody, because a bronze driver with Kenny doing so little laps. So technically, physically, you must be absolutely spent.
Yeah, we are destroyed, but Kenny did a great job this morning. And for the little story, the daughter of my engineer, Carlo, drew me that little unicorn on my suit. She did it in my seat in Spa, and we won Spa, and today we won also. I'm out of words. It's amazing. Thanks to Akodis, Kenny, and everyone at Mercedes-AMG, my teammate Luca, and fantastic.
And the strategists as well, because nobody pitted more during this race as well. So that was something out of nowhere. You guys looked very nervous, thought that you needed a safety car at one point to even be in with a shot to win this one, Luca.
Yeah, but we made it back. At some stage we were a little bit close with driving time, but yeah, then just an outstanding job by the Akodis guys, and yeah, it played well.
Two-time, three-time, and a hat trick. You guys did the impossible today. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah!